Well, my next guest was telling me that from the moment she took her first breath, harness racing was always going to be her destiny. It's been a roller coaster ride for nearly 7 decades, but Anne O'Connor wouldn't have it any other way. I'm joined now by Anne to talk about her career in harness racing. Well, Anne, nice to catch up with you. As I mentioned in the introduction, nearly 7 decades involved in harness racing. It all commenced with your dad, Kevin McFarlane.
Yes, it did. From the time my earliest memories have always been around the horses and going to harness racing meetings.
Kevin was a talented trainer driver in his own right, but it wasn't a full-time profession for him. It was only a hobby.
It was only a hobby. He was a boilerman at the local Carra District Hospital for about 48 years, and it was just a hobby to him, and he just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've just continued on in the same vein.
So what was your first educational performances with horses?
First off, it was riding, doing a bit of show riding and mainly riding just for pleasure, and then I started doing some driving track work with Dad, and then at 17 I got my trainer's licence.
No doubt as a little girl you were hanging around Dad all the time with the horses?
Yes, spent all my time with my father, and all our lives we spent together doing horses.
Was there any other path you thought of going down, or just wanted to be around horses?
No, just wanted horses all my life.
You mentioned you started driving at 17 as far as track work and so forth. A big disappointment in your career was that you weren't allowed to drive in races.
Not at that stage I wasn't, no. It didn't come in until after I'd had my own family, and I just felt at that time it just wasn't right for me with young children.
Must have been a huge disappointment.
It was a bit of a disappointment when I see them now. It wasn't at the time, but when I see them out there now, it is a bit of a disappointment. I'd like to have it over again so I could get out there, but not meant to be, but I'm very happy with what I'm doing.
And you must be very proud of what we've achieved in harness racing as far as the involvement of women and how successful they are. Some of our best drivers, some of our best trainers are all females.
Yes, they are. It's a really huge environment for women to get into these days, and I just think it's wonderful.
Your daughter Michelle, she's married to Deanne Crook, so Michelle Crook, she's had a bit of a career in harness racing as well, along with Deanne.
She has. Michelle drove Ali Tomo quite a few times for us in her career, and I'm a Tomo, and she is a great driver.
Now her daughter Mackenzie is doing some work with Ricky Alton.
Yes, she has been. She went up to Queensland with Ricky through the Winter Carnival to help him out with his horses, and but she's studying at Canberra University to become a physiotherapist, so at the moment it's just part-time for her as well.
Yeah, what a wonderful experience. Being involved with Ricky, first of all, he's a wonderful trainer, driver, and extremely patient man with both his animals and people that work for him. Ash Delosa is a perfect example of that, but I hope Ricky shared some of the spoils as far as his fishing is concerned, because one thing Ricky loves when he gets away is his fishing.
I'm not too sure whether he went fishing or not, but I know they did go up to the Darwin Cup for the weekend, but Mackenzie said it was a wonderful experience working for him and learning about the horses through him.
I was talking to Jared, his brother, here on Tuesday. Jared's still getting over that trip to Darwin.
I'm sure they probably all are, but Ricky's back up there tonight, so we'll see how he goes.
So how long have you now been full-time as a trainer?
Never really full-time, but have been training horses since I was 17, and always had probably 1 or 2 horses in work, and that's about the extent of it.
You've had more than 70 winners?
Yes, I have. The statistics show I've had 74, but probably before that I was training a horse that Dad had originally called Sandy Valou, and he won quite a few races too.
Outside of your dad, who was a huge influence on you, other influences?
I think Tony Turnbull was great mates with Tony, and just the people, the fellas that drove in that era, I found them fascinating to learn off.
Yeah, it was hard not to learn off those drivers, and it was a tough era too because they asked for no quarter and gave no quarter.
No, they certainly did not, but they were great sportsmen and they would help you out all the time.
Now, apart from your involvement with harness racing as a trainer and a driver, we'll put that box in there, we'll tick that. You've spent many years as an administrator.
Yes, I have done a lot of administration work with harness racing through the Carra Local Club, Western Districts, country clubs, that type of thing.
Must be pleasing also to see that the country areas these days are thriving.
Yes, a lot of them are. It's sad to see some of the small clubs closed down, and I just think that it would be nice if we could get a few more meetings out there. But yeah, they're going pretty well.
You're here tonight with Joe Tomo, and what a wonderful family. And we kicked that family off with Alatomo, and of course your husband Peter was involved with this mare.
He was. Peter was the driver of Ali Tomo. I trained her throughout her career, but Peter was the driver until he had an accident, and then she had various drivers for the rest of her career. But she was a wonderful mare, and Joey is her last foal.
And what an outstanding mare she was, as far as 117 starts, 42 wins, 34 places. That's an amazing strike rate. Won races at Harold Park, Moonee Valley, multiple cups.
Yes, she did. I think she won just about every country cup in New South Wales. And she had a wonderful career and a beautiful horse. I loved her to death, actually.
Yeah, well, she had 4 foals, 3 of them are raced, commencing with Amatomo, 18 wins, Fly Tomo, 5 wins, and as we mentioned, Joe Tomo's here tonight, going around for his 105th start, 14 wins and 23 placings. So she's been a wonderful producing mare.
She has, yeah, she's done a really good job with the 3 foals that have gone to the races.
And you must just have that happy knack with that breed to have them turning out such a productive career.
Yes, I think they're just happy in the environment and all spoilt, as anyone will tell you. But yeah, they've all done really well.
2 of those wins by Alatomo was on the old Menangle track, and the track these days, the surroundings these days, it's been a dramatic change.
It certainly has. I love the old Menangle track, but it is just a huge change to what it used to be.
As far as Joe Tomo was concerned, you were mentioning a couple of weeks ago your desire was to win a country final here at Club Menangle. Was that because of the track, or just that you wanted to win one of those finals?
It was just that I wanted to win one of those finals, and I think it's quite hard for hobby trainers coming down from the country to win a race down here at Menangle. We have to give them a couple of starts, I think, before they sort of settle into the place.
It can be a bit of a shock to the system coming from those country circuit races and competing here on this larger track.
Yes, it is. It is, but it's a beautiful track, and very happy to be competing.
We're happy to have you here, Anne. Congratulations on the win by Joe Tomo last time out. He's in a late race later on tonight's program. Good luck, but it's been lovely to catch up with you.
Thank you very much.